The last part of this section of the cabinet build is to mount the hinges to the door frame. These are what the hinges look like. Now I bought them, I think these are packages of 50, so I think I got 100 of them. I ordered these off of Amazon. The link will be in the description. I chose these just based off the reviews. It had the most reviews and the best reviews. Blum, B-L-U-M, 1¼ inch offset. What does that mean? The distance between the edge of the door and the edge of the inside of the frame here. So you really don't see much of the face frame when everything is said and done. I'm just going to show you how I drill the holes, what I use to drill the holes with. And before I start that, I got to say, no, I am not sponsored by Craig. They didn't even provide any of this for free. I paid for it all myself, including a $300 purchase that's in that box over there. We'll get to that in another video. So the jig that I'm going to be using, I don't even know what it's called. It's a Craig. The concealed hinge jig. The concealed hinge jig. I'll also put a link where I got it so you can read up on it, read the reviews. I've used this once to install that door onto the left side there. Things went quite smoothly. It comes with a, what is this, 35mm Forstner bit. First step is to pick a side. What side do I want facing the kitchen? And there's really nothing wrong with either of these sides, but I also see if it's warped in any direction. That can also determine which way I want it to close. I'm going to make the center of the hinge 3½ inches from the edges. Just clamp it to your door frame. You don't want to clamp it down too tight, depending on which type of wood you use. Even though this is a hardwood, it's one of the softest hardwoods you can get. You crank down on this too much, these can dent your wood. This collar here just cinches down with an Allen wrench, and it sets the depth to drill into the door frame. Have it on high speed and have it up, and when you're up to full speed, then press down and drill it. Next thing to do is to drill pilot holes for the screws that hold the hinge to the door. And what I do is I mean you're supposed to tape off the depth. I just kind of eyeball it, put it in the hole, and then drill it. You don't want to drill all the way through. I've done that before. It's not a big deal. You just fill it with a little bit of wood filler. Now this little plastic block here, drill guide, it's got markings on it on the top edge there. It's got its own built-in tape measure so that you can replicate the distance from the bottom up to the top up. Just lining these up. I actually adjusted the one that I put in first. And I'll just use that as a guide. Just going to mark the hole with a pencil. Here's what they look like. And I have the perfect gap right there. Now, one thing you do have to consider when you're doing this is the thickness of the paint that you're going to put on here. I've seen things built really tight before, and they didn't account for how much thicker the door is going to be once it's painted, and then the rubbing. There is adjustments in the hinges. I can back these hinges away from each other and tip them up and down and bring them in and out. So there's 3 ways to adjust the hinges on this, up and down, all over the place. My next video in this sequence of this sink base, it should be me painting these things, prepping and painting. I've got 3 spray guns to choose from. I'm not sure which one I'm going to use. Actually, I know exactly which one I'm going to use. But if I have time, I'm going to test out the other 2 and just show you how those things spray. I'm going to go with the most expensive option that has the most proven track record. But you have to wait to see what that is. And the paint that's not actually paint. You don't need to primer. Gotta wait for that one for the next video. Thanks for watching. Give this video a like, share it, comment. Oh, the tool that's behind me that I shelled out $300 for. Someone in the Instagram comments was 100% right. I would shell out the bucks to get it done the right way. What does that mean? That's another video. So tune in to see what improvement I made to the workshop that has already proved itself not good enough. And I mean, it worked. It built these doors, but I got to build a lot of doors, and it's just not up to the task.